Natasha Sunshine Antonioni with Beauty Snap, where we're all about getting gorgeous and going. So today I'm sharing myself with all of you guys, and I have to say I feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but I'm in good company with Margaret Connor, who we recently did an interview with, and I was really inspired after that interview to take on this personal challenge. I've been struggling with, is this a silly thing or is this a legitimate thing? And it's basically that last 5 pounds. The question is it an age thing? Is it being a mom thing? Or is it something about the way that I'm eating? And so I have my good friend here, Margaret Connor, who is a nutritionist, and she is going to share some of her thoughts on this particular issue.
Right, so our metabolism tends to be less forgiving as we head into our 40s. And I'm sure a lot of you have sensed even drinking. You know, we used to be able to drink a little bit more alcohol at night, but as we get older, I know more and more of us are more sensitive to it. So we can't go out and like rage the way we used to in our 20s. Well, our body is different in all of those ways. So as we head into our 40s, we have to take a little bit of different and better care of ourselves. When it comes down to the last 5 pounds, typically it's pretty simple what you need to do, which is you need to cut back on sugar and simple carbs and alcohol. So those last 5 pounds tend to be those 3 things coming at you. On the alcohol, I would just suggest that you start by cutting it in half. And then with the simple carbs and sugar, I say those together because simple carbs get broken down very quickly into sugar. One of my little tricks is that when you first sit down to a meal, the first bite that you take on your plate is of a protein or a fat. The hormones in our bodies that tell us when we're full respond better when you've taken your first bite as a protein or fat. So it will tell you that you're sated more quickly than if you're eating the bread in the bread basket. That's a stimulant to your appetite. So remember that. So first bites, my first bite rule, should be a protein or a fat. And when I say protein or fat, I mean the guacamole, or slice of avocado, any meat that you have on your plate, nuts. A lot of restaurants will serve you a bowl of almonds when you sit down if you ask them. My second trick is when you're trying to cut out those last 5 pounds, don't, again, go cold turkey with pulling out all of your carbs. To your produce section and choose the carbohydrates there. So you've got sweet potatoes, carrots, even regular potatoes, corn. That's a good way to transition your body away from the carbohydrates that you find more in boxes, like the pastas, the rice, the bread, all those white foods that we're trying to work out of your body.
Okay, so after 40,
yes,
I don't know if babies are part of this, but getting the metabolism up.
Gotcha. So supercharging the metabolism.
Yes.
Okay. Ways to stimulate your metabolism. One of my favorite things to do is at the first sign of hunger, you want to drink a glass of water. And you don't drink the glass of water to stave off the hunger. You drink the water as a form of detox. Because actually once you've digested a meal, you have a lot of metabolites and things that need to be excreted. So drinking a glass of water helps your body. It's the body's most natural way to detox. So you go ahead and detox, and drinking that cup of water helps you it helps stimulate the metabolism. The second one is to not skip breakfast. I get a lot of clients who come in and we talk about their day and they'll skip breakfast. A lot of times they have kids at home, and you really want to be eating within the first hour when you wake up, because that stimulates your metabolism. You'll notice later in the day, if you've had breakfast, that you're hungrier.
I find that I'm hungrier later when I eat the breakfast, so
right.
It's good to hear that it's the metabolism on fire. Okay, so I really want to take the plunge and get rid of this final 5, and I'm going to take our viewers with me on this journey. So I'm going to kind of report back every week, and I was hoping that you could give me kind of a guideline for what a perfect day looks like.
Okay, so a perfect day would start off with you having a glass of water by your bedside table. So when you wake up, you drink that glass of water, you flush the system, and then within the first hour of waking, you have your breakfast. And I'd love your breakfast to consist of absolutely a protein. So that's a good time for you to have an egg-based item, whether it's an omelet, hard-boiled egg, any kind of egg item works. I also love dinner leftovers for breakfast, and I know that sounds funny, but that's a great way to get a balanced breakfast. So you can have, grilled chicken, any meats left from dinner the night before, healthy sausages. I love Applegate Farms. Also granolas that I like that have nuts. So a granola with almond milk would also be something I would suggest. And then because it's got good proteins in it, it should hold you until lunch. So then for lunch, I would always love to have a nice light sort of salad, vegetable, with, again, a protein. Your plate for most of your meal would like about 1/3 to be vegetables, close to a half being a protein, and then you can have some fat and you can have a little bit of carbohydrate on the side. So that's like the ideal plate. So suggestions would be, tuna salad, even sushi can be fine if it's not too carbohydrate, but raw fish is fantastic. Then around 4 o'clock, people tend to have a blood sugar low point or just fatigue in the day. You work out most days, you've been up with your kids. So at that time, I would love for you to lay down. I know, I'm telling you, I want you to take a nap. I'd love for you to lay down for like 20 minutes. And then after that, when you wake up, then it's time for a snack, but you lay down first. And so to have a version of what we've been talking about, but in sort of a mini meal. So you're still gonna need to have some protein around. And that can be apples with almond butter. It can be, lox and a sort of a nutcracker and those kinds of things. And then for dinner is an easier time for us to have a balanced meal typically because we're used to that as our dinner. So steamed veggies on the side, whatever's in season, and then again with a protein on this, a protein as your main entree.
Well, Margaret, thank you so much. I'm going to take this on, and I'm going to take you all with me on this.